the top stories: prostate cancer killing too many Barbadian men, the Labour Minister concerned over a lack of productivity among public and private sector workers, and Adams House wins the St. Leonard's Boys School Sports again. Welcome to Nation News from Monday, February 10th, 2014. I'm Natasha Beckles.
You want your loved ones around to celebrate, especially those living far. And with Digicel Top-Up, Dad can help you bring life to the party and be part of the celebration. Ask him to send you Digicel Minutes. Receive free instant additional credit. Stay connected here and there. Ask your family abroad to send Digicel Minutes today.
Prostate cancer is killing over 100 Barbadian men every year, and the Barbados Cancer Society is moving to get a reduction in the number of deaths. President Dr. Dorothy Cooke-Johnson urged men to get regular digital rectal checks of the prostate when she collected a check for $17,000 from Shell Western this morning.
That's the way to go for younger men to be able to ensure that they can stay ahead of prostate cancer and that they can find and diagnose early exactly what the problem is while it's very, very small and have it treated. So I'm hoping that all men will go for their annual checks and have their PSA test.
The money was raised in the Movember mustache growing competition organized by Shell Western's employee Petram Kurpalani. It will go towards the purchase of a much-needed dedicated prostate ultrasound machine for the Queen Elizabeth Hospital.
At present, the Queen Elizabeth Hospital doesn't have a dedicated prostate ultrasound. There's an ultrasound in the radiology department, in the radiography department, but there isn't one in the urology department where the gentleman would need it in order to have the prostate checked by passing a needle through the back of the rectum into the area of the prostate and taking a core of cells in a biopsy needle. This is a very, very precise type of procedure, and it needs an ultrasound to show the doctor, the physician, who is the urologist, exactly where the suspicious spot is located.
As the rights of workers are increasingly being protected, they should be producing more, but the Minister of Labour says this remains to be seen. Dr. Esther Byer-Suckoo was speaking at a town hall meeting put on by the Productivity Council, where she said while government had worked hard to protect the rights of workers, the employers continue to have an issue with the level of productivity. She therefore sent out a call to both public and private sector employees to increase productivity, noting Barbados' growth will only occur if all hands are on deck.
I believe that we can rebuild our economy. I know that we are on track to do just that, but this is not just for government. It is not just for the private sector. It is for every single Barbadian. The expression has been, I think, overused now to put their hands to the plow, but everyone has to do that.
Public officers have been told to do everything in their power to ensure that international investors feel welcomed in Barbados. The advice comes from Minister with Responsibility for International Business, Donville Innes. Speaking at a Meet the Regulators town hall meeting this morning, he said investors do not like ambiguity or inconsistency. Mr. Innes said public officers therefore have to show investors that Barbados wants their business.
I am very mindful, as should all public officers, that our paycheck depends on the success of the international business and financial services sector, which last year would have contributed almost $860 million to this economy. So it's not a small amount. And therefore we have to ensure that every morning we get up and go to work, that we do of the best, that we do not sit with files on the desk, that we turn around applications in a matter of hours and not in a matter of weeks or months.
Sol today launched the Shell High Mileage line of lubricants, which is expected to result in increased engine performance and lower maintenance costs for vehicle owners. Technical advisor for the Sol group of companies, Michael Merritt, says the lubricants are designed for vehicles that have exceeded 100,000 kilometers, after which the cost of maintenance usually increases. Merritt says the products will provide numerous benefits for vehicle owners.
Shell high mileage lubricants are designed to prolong the life of the engine, to rejuvenate the engine so that you can get better performance for longer. So in other words, it is almost like having your engine reborn again. And the way that we do it is that, it is specially formulated with special seal conditioning additives, anti-wear additives, antioxidant additives, and detergent additives to bring back the life, to bring back your engine to the position where it was before, so that even if you had used it and you had deposits and whatever, it will clean it up and get it back to maximum performance.
Managing Director of Pierce Furniture, Jacqueline Pierce, says local furniture manufacturers continue to produce quality products. However, it seems to go unnoticed. Earlier today, Pierce treated students from the Ellerslie Secondary School to a tour of her establishment. She says one major problem is the reduction in the number of people being trained in related fields, such as carving. Ms. Pierce also believes that the furniture produced in Barbados is of such a high standard that growth into the export market is necessary despite the harsh economic times.
Well, you know, the economic hardship is global. And you know, of course, little Barbados is going to have a ripple effect on us. But we have to get out there and start finding markets for ourselves. BADC just did a tour with a sector of people to St. Lucia, right? And we're trying to explore other Caribbean markets, you know, so we have to get up and look around and go into not only the Caribbean, but we got to go extra regional as well.
The Caribbean's tourism industry appears to be recovering. This is according to the Caribbean Tourism Organization's State of the Industry report, which was released today. The report said one positive sign in 2013 was that visitor spending was growing quicker than visitor arrivals for the first time in 3 years. In addition, overall arrivals to the region were at a record high, with a rapid rise in the number of visitors from South America.
At Courts, every day we bring affordability, convenience, innovation, and style to over 1 million customers in 11 countries. From homes to communities, we are proud to make a difference in the lives of many across the region. Courts, bringing value home.
In sport, the St. Leonard's Boys School had their inter-house athletics competition today at the National Stadium, and Adams House came out on top. Again, they amassed 700 points, beating their closest rivals Worrell by 279 points. The other 4 houses stood even less of a chance. Winning the competition has become the norm for the boys in yellow, who have been on an uninterrupted winning streak for more than 30 years. Unbelievable. Anton Lawrence from Adams House received the most points and was therefore deemed the victor ludorum.
The feeling is surreal. It's like a dream.
And in cricket, the West Indies under-19 team defeated Afghanistan by 9 wickets in their warm-up match of the ICC Under-19 World Cup in Dubai. Afghanistan were bowled out for 84 runs in 39.4 overs, while the Caribbean side surpassed the target in 18.4 overs, losing only 1 wicket. Captain Ramal Lewis, Ray Jordan and Jerome Jones grabbed 3 wickets each as the young Afghans crumbled without much of a fight. And finally, a Michigan woman was arrested today after authorities say she fired a bullet through a McDonald's drive-thru window after an employee forgot to put bacon on her sandwich. According to authorities, 29-year-old Shanika Torres wasn't too hard to track down after the alleged shooting. Just minutes earlier, she'd given her phone number to the manager of the restaurant, with whom she was reportedly flirting prior to pulling out her gun. The manager never called, but the cops did, and now Torres is charged with 2 counts of felony weapons possession. And that has been Nation News.